up. I got too many pillows on my couch. Golly.
You about to go live, my friend.
Just mhm.
Okay, now welcome to Knowledge is Power Podcast Live, and my name is Tony Redford. I am the host of the Knowledge is Power Podcast, and tonight I've got my special guest, Stacy Raleigh, my insurance
Hello.
expert. Hey, Stacy. Hey, Stacy. Can you hear me, Stacy?
I can hear you just fine. How are you,
I'm
Tony?
good, love. I'm good, love. We're going to talk about some things tonight that we all need. And this is more of a conversation. We're just going to discuss a little bit and see what we can do to educate our audience on life insurance, pre need, and final expense. So let me ask you this question. Let me ask
Okay.
the audience this question. Let me ask you a real question. If something happens to you tonight, will your family be grieving or stressing about money? See, too many people think life insurance is an option until it's too late.
Mhm.
It seems families struggle to bury loved ones, not because they didn't care, but because they didn't plan. Today, we are breaking down the truth about life insurance, pre need, and final expense, what
Mhm.
they are, why they matter, and how they can protect the family you love the most. Because at the end of the day, you're either leaving a burden or you're leaving a blessing. All right, let's go with it.
That is right.
So, what? Tell us about life insurance. Why is it important to have life insurance?
Life insurance is income replacement.
Hmm.
You are replacing someone someone's income. Um, so if you're the head of the household, the husband, and one day you just don't wake up. One day you go out to hang with the boys, whatever, and something happens, you don't make it back home. Not only is your presence going to be lost physically, but that mother, that family is going to miss that income that was coming in every 2 weeks. So life insurance really is an income replacement.
Right. So, and just tell us about the cost of it. How is it done?
A lot of people think that life insurance is expensive. The truth is, it is really more affordable than what you think. Um, for we'll go to Starbucks and spend $9 a day, $10 a day on Starbucks, and don't even think about it.
Right.
Door
Right.
dashing, we'll
Right.
door dash some food two, three, four times a week. That's expensive.
Right.
It is really not as expensive as you think. And the earlier you get it, the younger you get it, the cheaper it is.
I'm looking at my notes. I've lost my
Okay.
notes. Let me get my
Okay.
notes right. Yeah. So if we begin to the shock and the reality, if you die tonight, would your family be grieving, or is it going to go into debt? That's one thing you need to worry about. Be concerned.
Exactly.
Now, another point, pain point, and this is the truth. Most family don't go broke because someone died. They go broke because There was no plan.
There was no plan. Um, and the thing of it is, I think a lot of times, we don't want to think about death.
Right,
We don't want to, worry about that. We're so worried about here and now, but no one is guaranteed tomorrow.
right,
And the responsible thing is to prepare your family financially if something happens to you.
correct,
The last thing that you want to do is be grieving and worried about money.
correct.
That's not
So
good.
that is not good. Now, let me ask you this something. If your family had to bury you tomorrow, I mean, I need to be asking this to the audience as well. If your family had to be buried tomorrow, could they afford it? That's something to think about because today an average funeral is between $8,000 to $10,000, $15,000 plus.
Right.
And
Right.
by having life insurance, uh, well, it covers that, but you want to leave something for your family too.
Right.
So, what
Right.
this is where pre-need comes in and family expenses. So we'll get to
Right.
that later on in the segment. But uh, so a lot of times we don't have a plan set, and the next thing we're going to be doing is the controversial deal is we're going to be doing is GoFundMe, and GoFundMe is not a life insurance.
No, it's
But
not.
that's what most people are relying on. Hey, don't do that.
They're
Do
relying on
not do that.
GoFundMe's. They're
Right.
selling plates, car washes, all kinds of fundraisers to bury their loved one. And I hate to see that. I hate to see a GoFundMe for a funeral on my social media page. That just makes me so sad. And
Yes, and
you
I
know,
see that
we're
too.
we're really I want us as a community to think about life insurance more than just burying. I want you to think about creating generational wealth because that's what
Right.
other communities are using life insurance for.
Correct. And that's what generation wealth comes from. You want to leave
Exactly.
a generation wealth for your loved ones that you leave it behind, and I'm
Right.
sure they would like to have something
Right.
to have because this is how it all starts, and it's been going on for ever and ever and ever for a day.
Right.
So,
Right.
and I always say in the life insurance, by having one of the most important thing by having life insurance is income protection. I think you mentioned that. That's the number one reason. And
Yes.
it replaces lost income for families. You mentioned that. It keeps the
Yes.
household stable, like the mortgage and the bills and your
Right.
lifestyle. You got a two income family, and you lose one of the spouses in that income. Let's just say you're making $100,000 a year. That's $100,000 a year coming out that you don't have anymore, and now
Right.
you've got to tighten up or lose your home
Lose.
mortgage or whatever because you can't live that same lifestyle because you lost that income. This is
Right.
where life insurance comes in and replaces that income, and
Right.
we need to start thinking and planning because planning is the key to making wealth, having wealth. Now,
Right.
living wealth as well.
Right.
So, if your income disappear tomorrow, what happens next?
If the income disappears tomorrow and you don't have any life insurance, it's going to be some difficult choices to be made.
Exactly.
Um, if the mom is not working, then the mom is going to have to go find a job. Or if she is working, she may have to take another job. She may lose her house. She may lose her car. It's a lot of bad things that could happen when you don't plan. It's a lot of things that can go wrong.
Okay, let me move to my next question here, and I had it on here. I'm all messed up today. Let's talk about wealth transfer and legacy
Hmm.
and instant estate creation. And this is how you start off with insurance, having create an estate. And hey, Stacy, can you explain what an estate is, please?
An estate. Everyone has an estate, whether you have a little bit of something or a lot of something. Everybody has an estate. And some people don't really have much to pass on. They just hadn't accumulated a lot. Some people
Hmm.
have a lot, they've amassed a lot of wealth or a lot of property or a lot of, whatever. So everybody has an estate.
Hmm.
Um, and that also brings up the importance of having a will. You don't ever want to, no matter how little you have, you don't want to pass away without having a will. So that is something that goes hand in hand with having insurances, having your stuff laid out for you.
Yeah, and, I guess you said something very, very important when you said a will. Most people don't have wills. This is why we be honest with you, we don't have our shit together. We don't have a will, and this is how families that splits up families, the family fights, the disagreements, and also I've recently began to have not just a will but a living will,
Hmm.
and so they can keep everything together. So when if my day comes, my the Lord called me home, I want to be able to my family to be able to have everything put together and without any hassle.
Right,
So it helps a lot. In going, it helps a lot having protection. This is what we call
right,
protection.
right.
It's also a debt protection. Now let me explain
Hmm.
why. Okay, let me display. Let's go to final expenses coverages. The reason why I'm saying the debt protection, it covers mortgage, car loans, credit cards, all the debt that you have that the
Right,
person has on you have life. That covers it. It covers
right,
all that, and it prevents the family from inheriting financial burdens.
right.
And you don't want that. That's heavy, heavy, heavy. You're grieving because you lost your loved one, and uh, you burdened down with financial issues, and
Right.
that's a lot of stress. That's a lot of stress. So your loved ones shouldn't inherit your bills, people.
And a lot
Your
of
loved
people
one,
feel like they don't need a will because I don't have a lot.
nothing. Yeah, I don't have a lot. Yeah,
You
you need a
have
will,
something.
right? You
It'll
have
keep
something,
down confusion.
right?
And
Right?
as soon as somebody passes away, it can be confusion
Right?
immediately.
Right?
So a will is going to keep down confusion.
And then you kind of break down some of the terms on life insurance. They don't have to have a whole life. Explain to a whole life insurance. To explain the term life insurance, life, variable life insurance. There's different types of insurance you can get. You can get short,
Right,
long,
right,
one that pays universal pays low premium and to a certain point of years, and then it levels off. Uh, kind of explain it to us, Stacy.
So we have term life insurance, which is for a particular length of time,
Right,
up to 30, 35 years for a term. Um, it is generally cheaper than whole life insurance. Um, so if you get a term when you're 20 years old, you'll have it till you're 50. You'll pay every, month your premium. And then when
hmm
you get to 50 years old, if you hadn't passed away, that policy is going to expire and you'll no longer have insurance at that point, which could become problematic because you're now 50. You're older, your health may not be where it should be. And when you go to try to get insurance again, it's going to be more expensive just because you're older. We have return of premium term life insurance, ROP. That is a little more expensive than term. Um, you pay on that monthly for a particular length of time. Um, if you get it at 20 and your term is 30 years, you'll have it till you're 50. If at 50 years old, you don't pass away, they give you back your premiums. So you get something at the end of your term. You don't have life insurance, but you get your premiums back.
right,
We also have whole life. Whole life is a permanent life insurance that will hold you until you're well over 100 years old. That one is more expensive than term, but it is a permanent. product.
And you
And
pay the
once you have
same
it, you don't have to
premium,
worry
right?
about it.
Yeah, you pay the
Huh?
same. You say that you pay the premium throughout the course of the term, the whole
Correct.
life. Yeah, the whole life.
Correct. And that's another reason why you want to get it when you're younger.
Right.
I really want to impress on our younger people to get their life insurance now when it's cheap. You can get, $100,000 worth of life insurance for like $40 maybe. It's really inexpensive. Now, if you try to get that same $100,000 policy when you're in your 50s or 60s, you're paying a couple of $100 or more depending on what your health is, if you can qualify.
Yes. Yes. And when I was 34 years old, I bought a $100,000 life insurance policy on me, and I paid $27 a month, and and it has a cash value on it. So if
Yeah,
I had to go back and borrow off of it, whatever. But at that time, I was just, I thought $100,000 was that's all I need. But
right,
as I got older, I realized, hey, wait a minute, I need some, I need more than millions. I need millions to cover me.
right,
But if I had to purchase that at that age when I was 34, I would have been paying less than $50 a month. So
right,
so it's live and learn. So this is why we're here
right,
educate. This is why we're here educating the audience, the listeners, and that what is why it's important to have life insurance. And I would like to have, you know, this is not the only show we're going to have on life insurance. We're going to continue to have shows on educating the public about insurance and why is it so important to have a protection on you. That's like having an automobile without a warranty, or it covers you, while you're going.
right.
So this is why important. Now let's talk about a little bit of final expenses coverage, and like I was mentioning earlier today, that you know, funeral cost today is between 8 to 15,000 plus. I've seen 30 and $40,000 funerals.
Right.
And what final expenses covers, and it removes the emotional and financial stress during the grieving time and also the funerals shouldn't turn into a fundraiser. So these are the things that we've got to understand. A funeral is not a fundraiser. I mean, you kick the bucket tomorrow morning. Now you don't have no coverage on you, and you're out here selling plates, barbecue plates, chicken plates, so they can bury you. Let me tell you
Yeah,
something. I'm gonna tell you that's something to have. A pre-need or family expense coverage is what you really really need, because let me tell you
yeah,
something. Cremation now was used to be the most cheapest thing going. I mean, it was, hey, bury for $700-800, burn you up and go about your
that's
business.
right.
But today it's $3,000 to $4,000, and
Yeah.
that's not going down.
Nope.
So the important of having it is that it locks in right now at today's price. It won't go up.
Right. Right. So if you bought you a pre-need policy today and you don't pass away for another 20 or 30 years, you have a nice long life, you're not paying that amount when you die. You're paying the amount in 2026 when you got that policy. And there's no telling what funerals will be in 20 or 30 years. And another uh, plus of it is you get to plan it the way you want it planned. So you don't put that burden on others to try to figure out what would mama want, what would daddy want. Um, you done picked out your casket. You done picked out where you want your services, and you've planned everything. So all they have to do is come in and sign the paperwork and they're done. So they don't have to be grieving and try to make major decisions in those 2 or 3 days that they have to plan a funeral. It's really, really stressful.
It is stressful.
Um, you're grieving and they're, asking you like this casket? What about this casket? What about this casket? You like this one? You don't know what you're saying yes to. You're in a fog. You're in
Right.
another
And
world.
also, right. And then the cost of it is so expensive now. You just be saying yeah and don't know what's going on.
Don't know what you're doing.
Right. You
I
don't know what you're
just,
doing.
I buried my mom, I buried my brother, and I literally do not remember those days of planning their funeral. I just
Right,
remember
right,
that I had to pay for it, but I don't remember, you know, what things cost. If I went and I pulled up that paperwork, I know I spent a good $15,000 on them, and that was in 2009. There's no telling what it is today,
right. So
you know.
people,
So,
what Stacy's saying, and I'm saying, is that having a pre-need, it locks in today's price. That's not gonna never go up. If you bought a policy and funeral pre-need, and it was $7,000 today, and you live till 20 years later, and it's 20,000, you only pay the $7,000 that you purchase at. That
right.
means the casket, the program, everything that you need to bury you. Now,
Mhm.
I'll make an example. Stacey, I'm trying to help you out on this show. I'm going to make it
Mhm.
simple. I lost my parents in the last 4 or 5 years, and I
Wow.
lost my mother less than a year ago. And
Mhm.
there was the two differences. My dad had a will. My dad had a pre-need,
Mhm.
and he had a final expense.
Mhm.
Well, I when he passed away, it was so easy for me to bury him because all I had to do was bring his suit
Mhm.
to the funeral home
Yeah.
because he had everything. He bought it in 19 at some change somewhere, and it cost him $5,000 maxed out.
Right.
Well, that was 2 years ago. That funeral would have cost me 15 grand, 18
Mhm.
grand, but it only cost me five. Well, it didn't cost me anything because it was already paid for.
Right.
And the casket's already chosen. Well, the casket was out of style then, but they had me match it up with the same type of casket.
Right.
And it was outdated, but I didn't have to do anything but bring his suit so they could suit him up.
Mhm.
And,
That's
and
right.
he's gone. But my mother did not have a will, nor did she gave me instructions.
Mhm. Right.
She gave me instructions.
Yes.
And but she had life insurance.
Mhm.
Matter of fact, she had 4 life insurance. And but when she passed away, it was a totally different because now I have to go find the policies, get the policy to see if they are enough to pay for a funeral, go to a funeral home, sit down, try to find the insurance company that she's got life insurance with on the phone, trying to get coverage and make sure that we have enough money to pay for.
Right.
And of course, my mind is somewhere in on the spaceship, and I
Mhm.
don't know what I'm doing. I'm just okay. I know I experienced it. I know what to do, but when your mind is fogged up with death, grieving, and at the same time, you're saying everything you do, and it was so and then I forgot you have opening and closing.
Yeah.
So that's another addition of fun money. Let me
Mhm.
tell you something, people. Just
Mhm.
because you have life insurance, that's enough to bury somebody. That's not that. Don't do that. Leave some
Mhm.
money for your family to have wealth to live on, pay your bills, debts, for all things that you left behind, and make sure that they have enough to gain wealth. But
Right.
but there is something about a funeral. You're going to have opening and closing. That's the real estate. That's the
Mhm.
graveyard.
Yes.
And today that graveyard, I mean, that graveyard cost now it has gone from $800 to almost 2,100 to $2,500 to dig it up and close it down.
Right.
So this is why you need this coverage.
Yeah.
So and I always say, hey, you get your pre-need, you got your buried. Get your a small final expenses just in case there was something that miscellaneous that's been left over. You've got it.
Right.
So take care of yourself and your family.
Right.
So living the excess money is diagnosed with critical and chronic and terminal illness. That's another part that's living
Right.
benefits that you have.
A life insurance policy is a lot more, depending on what policy you get. Some carriers don't offer anything other than terminal illness, but there are other carriers that I represent that covers critical illness, terminal illness. So if you have a heart attack and you're unable to work, or you have a stroke, something
Right.
like that, they will pay you. a portion of your life insurance so that you can have that money while you're um, recovering, while you're convalescing. So they have living benefits in these policies that will help
Mm-hmm.
you prior to death. It can help you in a situation where you have cancer, where you're incapacitated. So it goes a lot further than just death. So it really is, depending on the product that you get, it is really something that is beneficial at any moment, not just death.
Yeah, you never have enough insurance. Let me just say that you never have
Never,
enough insurance.
never.
It's no game. It's no scam. It's
No.
that you got to have some insurance on you.
My mother
Uh,
was able to use her living benefits when she
mhm.
became terminal with cancer. And all it took was her doctor writing up the paperwork saying that she was terminal.
Right,
And she was able to get, uh, I think about 30 or 40% of her life insurance.
right,
She got that while she was living. So she was able to take care of things
right.
while she was living. And it, I, it
And
helped
that
me.
I know it does did, and it
Yeah,
takes place, and that coverage takes place. That benefit takes place right after the doctor signed those that you're unable,
right.
that you have a terminal illness, and
Yeah,
that
if you
is
have a terminal illness, if they say you have so many months to live, which my mom, she I think it's like 12 months or something like that, depending on the carrier, they will give you a portion of your life insurance to use immediately. You have a heart attack. My husband had a heart attack in November. He was able to get a portion of his insurance and use that to pay down some bills or whatever. So it really is something that it's not just for death. You can use that right now.
hmm
And
which Stacy,
that'll come in handy.
right, right. Stacy would tell us for a quick minute the company you're working for and what are you doing to help others to be able to be covered under insurance, please.
I am with Chosen Agency, and my CEO name is Erica Cobb. She is a phenomenal woman. She is an extraordinary leader and mentor. We have several companies that we work with. Actually, I don't even know all the companies offhand. I'm right now. I'm only working with two, but we have coverage for um, any ailment that you may have. Like some people can't get insurance because they feel like they're in bad health. They can't get it. They didn't had a heart attack or a stroke or whatever. They feel like they can't. We have a carrier that will cover you no matter what your health is. You will get covered. Um, my mission, my goal is to end the GoFundMe's. I want to end the GoFundMe's, and I want to make sure that we are leaving generational wealth to our children.
Right,
I want to make sure that young people get covered. That is something that I'm doing right now. I'm campaigning for parents and grandparents to cover their kids, cover your grandkids with a permanent policy that will last them until they're 100 years old. You get a policy for your kid at 4, and that'll carry them their whole life.
right. It's called a rider,
Right, right.
and and continue. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And so those children policies are as little as $10 a month. Like you can get them, depending on the size of the policy, you're paying $10 a month for your child.
Right,
So it's no reason why we can't educate and get everyone covered. Like the main part of it is education. A lot of people just don't think they can afford it. And I'm telling you, yes, you can. Talk to me. We can find a policy that will fit your needs so that you will have something. It is very important that we get these. If I want to get the kids covered, I want to get young adults covered with a permanent policy that will take them into their 80s, 90s, and until they're 100.
yeah, yeah. Because it, insurance today. I mean, I mean, if you can go out and buy crab legs and for $30 a plate, $40 a plate, you can afford insurance. You can afford to get you some insurance, take
Right.
care of you,
Right.
take
And
care of
that's
your
what I told my
health.
son. My son door dashes all the time. He's door
Mhm.
dashing all through the week. He door dashed this week, Saturday, yesterday. He door dashed a shower head. I didn't even know you could door dash a shower head. Who told you you could change out my shower head? Anyway, if you could door dash things like that, you can pay for a policy. So I have him paying for his policy. He's 19. He got a $75,000 policy. You can pay for it.
Right.
So it's all about priorities. Um, if you're thinking about I can't afford this or whatever, think of it as you're giving them a gift.
Hmm.
Like it's a gift to them, like a birthday gift or a Christmas gift. It's a gift. Gift that to your child, gift that to your young adult until they're able to financially do it on their own.
Right.
Is really important because I don't know if I just wasn't paying attention or what, but a lot of young people are dying.
Yes, they are. Yes,
And when
they
I was
are.
little, young people didn't die.
Yes.
Young people, you had to be old to die. That's the way it worked when I was little. Everybody that died was old. I'm seeing 20-year-olds die from health issues to accidents to violence. And it's just really sad.
Hmm.
It's sad to see. And I just want to help all the families that I come in contact with. I want you to make sure your family is covered.
Right. Let me sweep right back to pre-need insurance versus final expenses, so guys, you know, and don't be confused about the two of them. What it is that the pre-need insurance clearly is a policy tied directly to a funeral home. It covers
Right.
specific funeral service in advance. You don't have
Right.
to pay no more. It locks everything in. Locking in today's funeral prices, inflation protection, and remove decision making burden from your family.
Right.
It ensures your wishes are carried out exactly. Now,
Right.
pre-need is about control,
Right.
making sure your family doesn't have it to guess or struggle, and that is very important. Now, final expense insurance is simple and reflatable.
Hmm.
What it covers is a smaller life insurance policy, typically between $5,000 to $50,000,
Hmm.
and it is designed to cover barrier and small debts,
Hmm.
and is much less than a pre-need.
Right.
Now, it's easy approval and it's really great for seniors and with health issues. You got health
Hmm.
issues, you can also get a balance plan. It's a fast payout that you don't have to be concerned about. The payout. And you don't have to work 3 months to get a payout. It's
Right.
right there, right
Right.
there, and it's flexible to use. The family describes how to use the funds. You know, you can do whatever you need to do with the funds, and also bury
Correct.
you.
Correct.
Now, final expense is not. It's about dignity, making sure your family can lay you to rest the right way. Now, pre-need versus final expenses is a simple breakdown. I want to break this down to you. Pre-need is specific funeral already planned and paid for.
Mhm.
Final expenses is flexible. You get cash. Cash goes to the family for anything.
Correct.
Am I correct?
You're
Okay.
correct.
Gives one gives directions, the other one gives options. So
Correct.
some of the common mistakes people make is waiting too long. Then the prices go up and your health declines. This is what Stacy was saying. If you get it while you early in age, it's cheaper, it's less expensive, and your health is okay at this time. But once you get a certain age, especially 40, it get a little shaky there. But
Right.
also keep yourself, that's one of the common mistakes. Two is thinking your employer insurance is enough. Now, don't ever think that. Please do not. Like I said before, insurance is, you never have enough insurance. You can never have enough insurance.
We see that with Spirit. Spirit went out of business Saturday. Whatever little life insurance the people had, they lost it.
It's
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 gone.
gone. It's gone.
So
It's
anytime a job fires you, you leave a job, you're losing your life insurance. In some places, they have stipulations on how they pay out when you die. You could have the life insurance policy, and let's say you're sick for a few weeks leading to your death. They may say, in order for your policy to pay out, you had to have worked so many hours before your death. You had to be on the payroll for so many hours, and let's say you've been in the hospital 2 or 3 months, you've been home sick 2 or 3 months, and then you pass away. You hadn't worked those hours to get that payout. They're not going to pay out your life insurance policy. So you've been paying into it, but they're not going to pay it out because they have stipulations on how they make that payout.
hmm
So it's always good. Life insurance at your job is a good start, but you
right.
have to have a policy that you own and control, separate from your job.
That's correct. And today, a job is not promised.
It's not promised.
It's not promised. And
It's
here's
not.
another common mistake people make, and that's not reviewing or updating their beneficiaries. And also, do you know you can get a contingent beneficiary? And
Yes.
what a contingent beneficiary is that if uh, 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 the main beneficiary passes away, then the contingent beneficiary is the proceeds go to them. If you happen to pass away, or you and the main beneficiary pass away, then you need to have a continued beneficiary so that the proceeds go to that particular person.
Correct.
Right. And having no plan at all, that's that. If you don't have a plan, you reckless out there on the streets. You
If
got to
we
have
could
a
go back
plan.
to beneficiaries for just a moment,
Sure.
you want to make sure that your beneficiaries is updated. When my mom looked at her insurance policy in 2008, 2009, before she passed, she had her mother on there as a beneficiary. Her mother died in 1980. She was like, oh Lord, I got to fix this. So, if she had passed away and still had my grandmother on there, I don't know what would happen. That would have
Yeah.
been tied up. But check your beneficiaries, make sure you have somebody that's contingent, and let the beneficiary know, hey, I've made you a beneficiary on my policy. And let people know where your paperwork is. We got to stop hiding our paperwork in all these weird drawers, and something happened, you digging through drawers and digging through paperwork, you can't find your stuff. It's not a 800 number that you can call for life insurance and say, hey, I got a policy on Stacy Riley. I think she had a policy for $100,000, but I don't know what company. It's not a number you can call. If you don't have that paperwork, it's just like not having a policy.
Right.
So know where your paperwork is, have somebody else that's close to you know where that paperwork is. So when something happens, you're not digging, you're not struggling trying to figure out what's what,
Wow.
because you're already stressed, you're already grieving, and now you got to dig through drawers.
Uh huh.
So you want to make sure that your beneficiary knows you're the beneficiary on my policy. If something happens, my policy is located in my safe deposit box in my closet,
That's correct. That's
letting them
excellent.
know.
Now, also, let me just say this: everybody's going to leave here one day. The question is, are you leaving a burden or a blessing?
Right.
Now, have you ever seen a family struggle to bury a loved one? This isn't just financial. This is emotional. This is dignity. This is love. That's why it's so important, people, to make sure you get it. And don't wait until it's too late. Get educated, get covered, and protect your family. If
It
you
is your
love,
final love letter to your family. Life
that's that's
insurance is your final love
that's
letter to your family.
that is correct. If you love your family, you owe them a plan. And one of my bonus questions right now, and I'm going to ask the audience and kind of think about this. You don't have to answer me, but if you like to, you can comment on the comment board, and we'll answer your question. What is the biggest misconception people have about life insurance? What happens to your family who don't plan ahead? These are things to think about. When is the best time to get coverage? We just already mentioned that right now, right? Yeah, at a younger age.
Every day it gets more expensive. Every day
Every
you
day,
wait is more expensive.
every day. Pre-need versus final expense. Which one should people start with? I'll say pre-need. It covers you. It protects you. It fight against inflation. If the price stays, if you bought one for $3,000, 25, 30 years from now, that funeral cost 30,000, but you bought it for $3,000. It stays at $3,000. You pay for it.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
already paid for. What one story that made you realize how important this is? So these are some of the questions you need to ask yourself. And remember, and I'm looking at the comments on the screen, and it says that now is the time. You're right, Maria Harvey, 8091. And because experiencing one now today is very, very, and it's too expensive. Angela said she loved it, found a love letter to your main family, my family. Yeah, that is a love letter to your family. We want you to leave them something very and you know, now what I'm saying, she said, now wait a minute, Sierra and Annette is saying they won't qualify. It's too expensive. That you're right, but they do qualify. They will qualify. That's no. That's a will. That's a way. It is. You can. You will be able to qualify for final expenses or pre needs. And also there's payment plans. People prepare yourself because sitting on the corner selling hot dogs and hamburgers and dinner plates to try to bury your loved one. It's still going to leave you in debt because you're not going to raise that much money.
Hmm. And it's
So that's
stressful. It's
it's
stressful.
stressful,
It's
very
stressful.
stressful. That's
It's
very
stressful
stressful.
to lose your loved one and then to have to worry about how are we going to bury this person, and then how am I going to make this mortgage payment? How am I going to pay this car note? I'm missing this particular money because you probably got another paycheck in the hole after the person
Hmm.
passed away. Then the money stops, and the the insurance is going to come in and take care of that. But I'll tell you, creditors, they don't care. Your mortgage company doesn't
They
care
don't
that
care.
your loved one died. They still
No.
want their money on the
And car
first.
payment, they got to keep paying.
They
Oh,
got
he
to.
left
And
me. I mean, he left me this big old truck. What I'm gonna do with it? I don't. Hey, this is the reason for why we're here tonight discussing insurance coverage. It's very
yeah,
important. You never have enough.
yeah. Um, Mortgage protection insurance is something that we also offer. That is another level of protection that you can have, that if something happened, it covers the mortgage on your house. Um, Anyone can reach out to me and I can get them some numbers on what it would cost them to get mortgage protection insurance. Um, it's just really, it's really important. And I want people to just be educated and not be afraid to have that conversation. A
Right.
lot of people just don't want to talk about it. I know I didn't want to hear about life insurance with when my mom was sick. When she would try to talk to me about it, I didn't want to hear it. And I would say, Mama, I don't want to talk like this. I don't want to hear this. And she said, it's important. You need to know. You need to, know what's going on.
Right. So
And
Tracy,
yeah,
Stacy, let me ask you this. I know we got quite a few listeners, and do you have a package that you can package those different policies in a package that is attractive, so we can all be covered? And
not necessarily a package, but what we do is we sit down with our client and we discuss their debt, we discuss their mortgage, we discuss their income, and and education. If they have kids and they're trying to, make sure they have money for their kids to go to college or whatever, and we'll sit down and we get them the coverage that they need. So we look at all of the information to make the correct analysis on the amount of coverage that they need to make sure that their family is okay.
right,
And
right,
then we'll go by also your budget. So a lot of people, they say you need 10 times the amount of your income. A lot of people can't afford that, so we work with you. We try to figure out, if you can't get 10 times your income, we're going to get it to where it covers the majority of what it needs.
Hmm.
So we look at all of that: debt, income, mortgage, education, and we figure out how much money you need in insurance.
Stacy, one more time, tell everyone who you're with and who to contact, who you the one to contact, and how we are. And I am also in the business as well, and we just want to keep our people educated on
I'm
what we
with
need.
I'm with Chosen Agency. You can reach me on my social media page. Um, I'm sure Mr. Tony will tag that in his on his page. Um, I do pre-needs for Come On Community Funeral Home. So if you want to do a pre-need, I can help you with a pre-need. Just reach out to me. And I promise you, whatever your situation is, we can find something to help you.
That's right. That's right. So remember this, people. Don't wait until it is too late. Get
Do not wait.
educated, get covered, and protect your family. If you love your family, if you love your family, you owe them a plan.
Right. I mean,
You
because
owe them
we're
a
one
plan.
diagnosis away from something catastrophic happening. You just never know. When you get older, you realize that things just happen. Crazy things just happen out of
That's
nowhere,
right.
you know.
That's
Um, when you're younger, you don't think about it. And that's really why I'm really focused on the younger people, because young people don't think about stuff happening. Younger people are invincible. They feel like they gonna last, live forever. Everything is good. They worried about going to the clubs and how they dressing and what they driving. And I really want to reach out to them. If I can catch them in their 20s and 30s and get them covered, they said, they don't have to worry about it. You just keep making your little monthly payments. You don't have to worry about it. You're not going to be 50 saying, Lord, I need to get some life insurance. And I can't afford it. 60, I can't afford it. It's just, it makes me happy when I can help a family. It really makes me excited and happy when I can help a family get that coverage and make sure that they don't leave a burden to their family, and they can leave a nice generational type wealth to their kids.
Hey, Stacy,
Yes.
post up. Give me your number again. How they can contact you, please.
My cell phone number is 409-553-3671.
Hey, there we go. All right, there we go. I'm there. Not only you get life insurance, you get pre needs, you get family expenses, mortgage protection. We get you covered. Get you
Get you
covered, and we
covered.
want to thank. Yeah, you need to be covered, and especially if you don't have a life insurance, people get your pre need. Get
You're
you a
right.
pre need so
Right.
we can bury you without any debt, struggle, and burdens on your family and loved ones. Because let me tell you something. How intense a feeling is. I can. I remember meeting people that I knew, and I would see them after that. I would see them weeks later. And they say, "I saw you at your. I was at the funeral," and I'm like, I don't remember you.
Right.
You're out of it. You're really spaced out. You really don't
You're
know
out
what's
of it.
going on. You're out of it. So let's take care of our
I'll tell
family.
you what I did. I did this crazy thing when I was planning my brother's funeral. I had to go buy him a suit because he didn't have any suits. And so I went to the men's warehouse and bought my brother a $200 suit and a $60 shirt. And when I
Mm-hmm.
thought about it, I said, them people fixing to cut that suit and that shirt up the back.
Mm-hmm.
And I just spent almost $300 on his outfit. And I was like,
Right.
why would I do that? Why didn't I just go to Penny's and
And
get just
get
a
it.
little regular suit for
That's right.
$99?
Because they're gonna cut it
Not
up.
thinking. Yeah,
Yeah,
all they gonna do is
because
cut it up the back.
we're not thinking. We don't think because
You're not thinking.
it's so foggy in your head, and it's just unbelievable. But I've gone through it. So
It's
uh,
foggy in your head if somebody is sick and they pass away and it's expected. you're
Right.
foggy. If somebody passes away accidentally and quickly, you're
Yes.
foggy. Either way, you're foggy. You're
You're
not
right.
thinking.
That's
And
right.
so the pre-need will help take care of that. You don't have to worry about having your child go in and try to figure out, well, what would mama want? What color casket would mama want? Mama, you pick out your own casket. Daddy, you pick out your own casket.
Yeah.
And let them children go in there and just sign that paperwork and
Hmm.
be done. Don't put that stress on them.
No. I mean,
That's stressful.
by having a pre-need, it's already done. The casket's picked out, the program, all you got to do is write a program, and they'll help you do that.
You can write your
And yeah,
program.
yeah, write your program and excuse me, and you don't have to do anything. I
Right. You can do
just
all of it.
bring the suit or the dress. And
Right.
I mean, like Stacey say, don't spend no $400 or $500 on a dress
I didn't
to
know.
bury somebody. Just go in because they're gonna cut that dress or that suit up just so they can place it on them.
Right.
And you've
Right.
just thrown that type of money away on
I didn't
something that,
I wasn't thinking. And I just
yeah,
went in there and
because you
I
can't
told the
think.
man, I told the man what I was getting, and he just, took me to the most expensive suits, and I'm just going around like,
Yeah.
crazy.
So this is not the only show we're going to have on life insurance, pre-need, final expenses. We're going to continue this going on throughout the year because we want to keep you educated and want to make you aware of what life is all. Life that's death. That's life after death. And
Right.
we've got to live that life after we bury our loved ones. So make sure you do. And people, thank you. And thank you, Trace, Stacy. I want to keep saying Tracy. Stacy. Thank you, Stacy, for
Mm.
joining my little podcast. I've only
Oh,
been doing
I
this about
appreciate
7
you having
years.
me.
And so I enjoy doing it, and it gives me opportunity to educate the African American community, not just African American community, but everyone that needs to be educated
Mhm.
on certain things in life, insurance, barrier. That's big. That's the most important thing to remember
Yeah.
you put your loved one away right.
Right.
So
We're thinking burial, and we're also thinking generational wealth. So we want to not leave just a little $25,000 policy just to get you in the ground. We want to set people up.
for
We want to
life,
set you up for life. We want
right?
you to
For
pay off
life,
that house. We want to be able to send your kids to college. If you want to start a business with that money, we gonna start using life insurance like other communities use
right,
life insurance. They're not just
right.
getting in the ground. They're using that money to
Begin a
do something
generation
big
wealth,
with.
right?
Generational wealth.
Yeah, generational wealth. Always remember generational wealth. We're going to talk about financing on our next show, and we're going to talk about how to invest in your little money. How you can start off investing just $100 and it can gain you income monthly. So we're going to have different guests here on Knowledge is Power podcast. This is the reason why I started this show 7 years ago to keep you educated, get you aware of what's going on, just not in insurance, finance, but health, life, just period, everything that we need to know. Vote, yes, GOTV. We're going to go out
And
have. Mm-hmm.
I want to also let people know that if this is something that is a passion to them, if they want to also do what I do, that they can reach out to me and I can talk to them about getting their life insurance license.
That's right. Yeah,
This is something that is customer service, community driven. I'm a customer service type person. I've been in customer service my whole life, and this is something that is passionate to me. I didn't realize it immediately, but when I did, I said, "This is what I'm supposed to be doing." And
right.
so, if you feel like this is something that you're interested in, also give me a call. I can talk to you about getting your life insurance license and helping families like I help families.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing to be
It
a
is.
blessing to someone else. That's
It
my
is.
prayer every day. Lord bless me is where I have enough. Bless my pockets where I can be able to bless those who are in need. So this
Right.
is what we do this for because we love to help be a blessing to others. Thank you, Stacy. I
Thank you,
enjoyed it. Let's
Tony.
do this again. Let's
We
continue
will.
to educate the people of we love in Southeast Texas. And we'll be back. Thank you again for watching and listening to Knowledge is Power Podcast Live. And I'll see you next Sunday. Oh, by the way, we have shows on Tuesdays and Thursdays with different hosts. And starting this week, we're on to be expanding Knowledge is Power podcast, just not on social media, but we're going streaming television on Fire TV, Apple TV, and Fubu TV. So look out. We're on our way, baby. We're on our way. All right. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you for watching Knowledge is Power Podcast Live. Be sure to like and subscribe to all Knowledge is Power social media pages.